Hello,
Hello,
I'm Anna,
and I'm Joko.
and this is our unnamed fanfiction podcast. So, in today's episode, we're doing something new and exciting, I think, at least.
Or it's new. For me, I don't think it's that exciting.
I mean, like, exciting in the sense that usually we just ramble on about topics we already know pretty well.
Yeah.
Or just talk about a fandom, but we're doing something a little bit different this episode, and we're going to talk about anime fanfiction on Wattpad.
Wattpad.
So,
It's a thing.
yeah, that exists. It's very special. It's
Special's the right word.
yeah,
It's very peculiar.
yeah. So how we got to this point is first we just thought we would explore what fanfiction there was on Wattpad because you don't use it at all.
I do not use Wattpad
I read
at all.
there sometimes, but we wanted to see what type of fanfiction was a poppin' over there. What's popular, what people reading, and so yeah, that's how we. But also, when we were gonna see what we were gonna read, we noticed that there's a lot of different. We can like split it up into categories.
Yeah.
So this episode is gonna be specifically anime fanfiction, and then maybe an episode in the future will be like real person fiction, maybe, because there's also a lot of that on Wattpad.
There's a lot of real person fiction.
And also a lot of original works, but we're a fanfiction podcast, so unless you want that, we're probably not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how we went about deciding what fics to read, we went to Wattpad and then fanfiction and then tagged anime and then just looked through what was hot on Wattpad. So we went through the first 100 and just to see like what
animes were most popular.
Yeah. And we have come to the conclusion that on the 31st of May this year, the most popular anime was Boku no Hero Academia, and then Haikyuu, and then Shingeki no Kyojin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did this earlier too, like maybe a month ago, and it was the same answer. It was just kind of different numbers. Yeah.
But it was still the same animes.
Yeah, and something that's really different from like fanfiction.net where Naruto is very popular.
Yeah.
Here I had to come to like number 50 plus before I found a single Naruto fic, and there was only one on
which is so weird.
100.
It's so weird. But I guess it's because this is what's popular and not what's or what's hot and not what's
has the most fics
views or most fics.
Yeah, and maybe also since Naruto, would you say it's an older show?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because Wattpad maybe wasn't as big
isn't
back
that from
then.
Like when I was born?
I don't know, man. But because Wattpad maybe wasn't as big or even existed when Naruto was, popular.
Yeah.
So now that Wattpad's bigger, I think you understand. I
understand.
Yeah, I'm not good at explaining, so I'm not gonna try to keep talking. But yeah. So we went to like the first couple we just picked some random ones that seemed interesting or not as cringy of a read. Okay, maybe we shouldn't use that. That wasn't really a criteria. We just picked some. That seemed interesting, and from a couple of different fandoms too.
Yeah.
We have.
Which fandoms did you read?
I read one from Haikyuu. I haven't finished it. So yeah, I'll talk about it later. But one from Haikyuu, one from Ouran High School Host Club, and one from Attack on Titan.
And I read one from One Punch Man, one from Hunter x Hunter, and one from Boku no Hero. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I started reading the Ouran one, and it's called Haruhi's Sister. So, main character is the sister of Haruhi, who's the main character of Ouran High School Host Club. Do I need to explain what Ouran High School Host Club is?
Yes.
Maybe it's not that popular of an anime. I don't know. But
it's mostly for me because I don't know what it's about or anything.
So, Ouran High School Host Club is about a commoner so to speak, that's what she's called by the people in the anime, who gets a scholarship to a prestigious school. I can't speak. Who gets a scholarship to a prestigious school called Ouran High School. And while she's wandering around looking for a place to study, because in the libraries, the kids there, they don't study, they start talking and stuff. She's like, what are these rich people doing? They don't even appreciate school or whatever. I don't know. And then she wanders into a music room. It's music room 3. And she gets a bunch of roses thrown in her face. And she's like, what the fuck? And then apparently this music room is the club room for the host club at Ouran. And all of these people are like, oh, you must be also this prestigious school is for rich people. And she got in.
What the fuck is a host club?
It's basically, oh fuck. The people entertain the ladies that come there, but not in a sexual way. They just be like, they're like, oh.
So just good-looking men,
yeah,
just entertaining
and they have
women.
like different types and stuff. Like I'm the wild type, and I'm the lolishota type, and I'm because there's a third year who looks like he's like 8, and he has a bunny named Usa-chan, a stuffed animal bunny, not like a taxidermy. Yeah. But basically, the girls at the school, maybe guys, I don't know, but I've only seen girls, I think, go there to be entertained by these hosts, not sexually. They just sit and like talk to them and be like, "Oh, princess, I'm jealous. I don't fucking know. The stars are in your eyes. I don't fucking know." But you know, they just like butter
them up.
Yeah. Non-sexually.
You keep reiterating that. Is there something sexual going on?
No. I just wanted to let you know, because it's a high school. They don't do stuff like that. But yeah, the show is basically just Haruhi having to deal with these rich people not knowing what privacy is and being like, oh, commoner, you're a commoner, that's a commoner thing. She's like, at first she's like, what are you? Like, who are you? And then they were like talking to her and they don't know what personal space is. So they were like getting into her space and she like backed up into a expensive vase that they were gonna auction off. And they're like, oh, that was expensive. You need to pay that off. And then she's like, whoa. Uh-huh. And they're like, oh yeah, you're a commoner. You can't do that. I guess you'll be our dog then, to pay off your debt.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And I'm like, what is this?
Why did you watch this?
I mean, I enjoyed it, but also it's the characters, like the host club, are really annoying sometimes because they don't know what personal space is, and they're just
regular
annoying.
People go through and
and she was on a day off and they just like barged into her home.
Wait, what?
Like they just don't know. They don't like ask for permission for anything. They just barge in. But they went to her place and they're like, oh, can you make us tea or something? She's like, yeah, I'll make you tea. And then when she served the tea, they're like, oh no, she doesn't have a matching tea set. She's poor. They're like, oh my god, her cups don't match. Oh no, there's a crack on that porcelain. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then there's one episode where it's like it's summer break and she goes to a place, to an inn, I think it is, to work during the summer. And then she's like, oh, it's so nice to be away from everything. She just, work and take it easy, it's summer. And then she hears a helicopter that lands on the front lawn. And she's like, what the fuck is the host club doing here? I don't know. I feel bad for Haruhi. But anyways, that's what the host club is about. Oh yeah, if you wanted to watch that show, sorry. I just spoiled it. Also, we'll be spoiling these fics. I mean, some we didn't make it very far into.
Well, I won't be very much spoiling them. I'll just be saying stuff.
Yeah, okay. I might spoil though. So if watch out for that, I guess. So this fic, it's called Haruhi's sister, Mori. /OC, and it's completed. It's made by Sammy M. Baker 99. It's got, as of today, it's the 12th of June. It's got 1.03 million reads, 30k votes, and 66 parts. I read all 66 parts, finished it last night. Yeah, so it's not the best written, which shouldn't surprise anyone really, but the writing in this fic, not the best. It's very simple, and I don't know if the author has English as their first language, but they often mix up words that sound the same but
are spelled differently.
Yeah, like
no,
if I hear something,
no,
someone is
now.
talking and I hear something, they write here as in I'm sitting here, HERE, when you're supposed to listen with your ear. Like they do a lot of that, and also they put full stops where there's not supposed to be any full stops. Just imagine a sentence and then like full stop before an and or something, but it's just full stops where there shouldn't be one. And also sometimes the author capitalizes names. Is that how you say it?
Just sometimes.
Yeah. Usually, I mean, I think it's automatic because sometimes it's usually after a full stop. But if it's in the middle of a sentence, it's usually not. But sometimes it is. And I'm like, how? What? Okay, whatever. And then in one author's note, the author said that they were trying a new way of writing where they just, in some like longer parts where there's not like quotation marks and stuff, they do the speak to text stuff where they just speak it out. And I'm like, that's okay.
Wait, why?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
like writing is writing. Like it's not.
I guess they didn't. They just wanted to try it out. I mean, I didn't notice anything different. So I don't know. I guess it worked for them because it fits their style of writing. But that's. I think I know which part she still did it. I think it's a she. I don't know. I think so. She still did it because there was usually paragraphs are like decently sized, but there was one just long speech paragraph that was I had to scroll a couple of times. But yeah, the writing is And also something really weird. I forgot it was like a Mori X OC fic. Also Mori is the wild type in the Ouran High School Host Club.
What does that mean?
I don't know, because he's super tall and stoic and quiet.
How does that mean wild?
I don't know. I don't know if they ever explain it in the show, but he's the wild type. Yeah, but I forgot it was like OC paired with that character, and so when I started reading, I'm like, oh, this character, like this OC is really getting it on with like a different character, and I'm like, wait. Aren't I reading like a Mori one? Like paired with him? But the character was a different one. And I'm like, what? And then I was like, the next chapter, it said, I already have, like the one that she was getting it on, the character was named Kyoya. And there was an author's note on one chapter that said, I already have a OCX Kyoya fic, so I'm gonna change this one to X Mori. And then she just continued writing, but Mori was the love interest instead. And I'm like, you're just gonna leave this big part? Like, the first couple of chapters was, oh, she was getting real close to this other character, Kyoya. And I'm like, is it gonna be a love triangle? Or is it like, oh, first they're gonna be with Kyoya, and then that didn't work out, so they started, I almost said grafting, what the fuck? They started, spending time with Mori instead. But no, they just went, oh, I started writing this as a Kyoya, but I changed my mind, so now I'm just gonna... pretend that the stuff that was started with the other character, they just started focusing that attention on Mori instead. And I'm like, what? Okay. I mean, they didn't start like dating, but there was like moment, like he fucking pushed her up against the wall and was like, oh la la. And I'm like, you're just gonna forget that happened? Okay. I've read OCX Mori fics before and I've liked them. This one, the only reason I liked it was because OCX Mori is one of my favorite pairings. Like if it's Ouran High School Host Club, if it's paired with anyone, it's like preferably mori.
Why not the Shota?
No, I don't. I mean, he's 18, but like he don't look it, and I don't like that. So no. But that's the only reason I liked the fic. It was kind of weird though, and also, even though it was like one of my favorite pairings, the way they wrote Mori in the beginning, he doesn't know what personal space is, and also there's like a little gimmick in the host club because the main character's, sister, Haruhi, the main character's like in the fic, sister.
Yeah.
Haruhi's in the host club, so she spends a lot of time in the host club. And also, in the beginning, Kyoya, who's like the manager of the host club, basically, he was like, why don't you go to the host club and spend some time with us? And he's like, or the main character was like, no, I have better things to do with my time. But she literally spent her whole afternoon there anyways, because she doesn't have any other activities and her sister's there. So she's like, I have better things to do with my time. And I'm like what? Because you're spending your entire evening there anyways. So why not, like, talk with people? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. I think so, at least.
Yeah, I don't know. And also, when they start... Oh yeah, the gimmick is that Mori and the main character are overprotective lovers, or protective lovers, because Kyoya, he wanted to bring more customers to the host club, so he's like, why don't you start this gimmick? They're like, yeah, okay, they start, and it's one of those, oh, we're just gonna have a fake relationship, and then, it's a trope. Fake relationship turns into real relationship, But this overprotectiveness I find really annoying, because it was like she was in like wood shop class or whatever, and she was gonna like saw something, and then he just took the saw out of her hand, and she's like, what the fuck? Give me my saw. And he's like, no. And she's like, give it to me. And he's like, no, you'll hurt yourself. And I'm like, she's trying to do schoolwork. What the fuck do you mean? And then she was
what?
Like, and then when she like got it back and she was sawing stuff, he took her hair and like put it in a ponytail and put protective eyeglasses on her and put a fucking apron on her. And I'm like, stop. What are you doing? Like, and also, Mori, he's super tall. Like, he's the tallest one in the host club. And that's, like, a thing. And she's, like, walking somewhere, and, like, he just, like, picks her up and just, like, carries her off into the distance. And I'm like, she can walk? And she's like, oh, no. She, like, there's so much... I'm not gonna say, like, there's so little consent, but it's just so much, oh, she's trying to do something, and he just plucks her out of that, and just... She's like, stop.
This sounds like an exhausting read.
Yeah, and then, but later in the fic, she's like... Also, this fic has a lot of flashbacks and time skips, and it doesn't extinguish...
Wait, both? That's no good.
It doesn't, like... Extinguish, that's not the word. Distinguish is the word. Like, when it's a time skip, they just write time skip full stop. They don't do, like, a fancy thing so you can tell it's a time skip.
Time skip to 6 months in the future.
Yeah, they just write time skip full stop, and they don't change it to it's like cursive or it's like bold or anything.
Or they don't even say that how long the time skip is?
No, I mean, I know because I watched the show, and it's just, it follows the plot of the show, so I know how long
but
it's
what
been.
if Naruto did that?
Yeah,
for you?
It's just... Oh.
What if Naruto fanfiction did? Oh, time skip.
Yeah, but I've read enough Naruto fanfiction to know. So, but yeah, they do. But like later, sometimes.
What if this was someone's first Ouran High School Host Club fanfiction and they hadn't watched the show?
Yeah, but sometimes they did. Like sometimes they time skip and then new paragraph. Thursday, new paragraph. Thursdays. This is what I think about Thursday. I'm like, what? Okay, sometimes they did, like, they said what day it was, but it was, like, 3
Did you
times.
know what the last day was?
No.
Then it's useless.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Then it's
but
a useless...
I think they said, like, yesterday at school or something. But anyways, this... the writing is not... Okay, ungraceful. It's just sometimes really... I'm just gonna read you some what's it called?
Excerpts.
Excerpts. Yeah.
Excerpts.
I'm gonna read you some. I felt something wet on my cheek and reached up to feel what it was. When I pulled my hand away, I figured out I was crying. And I'm like, first of all, how do you not tell? Like, if you have something wet on your cheeks, you usually know you're crying. But okay. And then I blinked a couple of times to clear my eyes of the tears and whipped my face with the back of my hand. I'm like a fucking backhand. I'm like, what? Yeah, like that stuff. Not very. I mean, I had a good chuckle because I just imagine her fucking
backhanding herself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's the excerpts. I can't say that word. Of the woodshop scene. He let go of me and moved away from me. I looked at the ground, then at the board. Before I could start sawing, Mori was next to me. I ignored him and started to saw. I felt my hair being moved and tied back into a ponytail. A pair of safety glasses were placed on my face and an apron was over my head. I could feel him hands tying the strings in the back and tried to ignore the sparks flying up my back.
What?
I could feel him hands tying the strings.
I could feel him hands
in the back and try to ignore the sparks flying up my back.
Sparks?
Yeah, like, you know. Oh, like it's supposed to be like a cue, like, oh my god, I when he touches me, I feel sparks. Or
oh, I thought it was literal.
No,
because it doesn't say like the figurative sparks going up my back or.
And ignore the sparks. He had a fucking like, what's it called? The woodshop class, he had some fucking tool.
He had a spark machine. Like those welders who just weld and all you see is sparks. They have spark machines.
Yeah, and also, it was very cliche stuff. Like, it's like, I've built up walls and I can't because my mother died, so I've built up walls, so now I can't trust people. And this, sometimes, first I was wondering, is the author young and doesn't know how to write? Or is English not their first language? Because some parts are just not, they don't make sense. So the main character was doing something cute, and so some other characters were like, oh, cute, and they like rubbed their faces against hers or something to be like, oh, you know.
What?
They rubbed their faces against hers, like, oh, you're so cute, you know, whatever. And she said, I'm adorable, I know, but could you please stop rubbing your face against mine? I asked, but they didn't stop, so I said something that I knew would get them to stop. Stop it, you know that makes me sexy. I don't know what that means. Does she mean horny?
I don't know.
Stop it, you know that makes me sexy. I said, and they stopped, and only to look at me, not sure if I had actually said that. I grinned at them and sent them a wink.
What?
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be, stop it, you know that makes me horny, and they're gonna be like, oh, perverted, like, oh, it makes it, oh, can't believe you just said that. Oh, and another thing, I read this to you before. I just pumped it, I shrugged, and Mori moved his hand up to my knee. I flinched slightly, and he pulled his hand away. I'm clumps, is all I said. So what happened here is that she had a bruise on her leg because she bumped her leg into a dresser or something. And when he asked, she said, I just pumped it. I'm clumps. Clumsy, I'm assuming.
Pumps shotgun.
This is gonna be a pretty long episode because this is this is gonna be the last excerpt, I think. But it's okay. Both Mori and Aika, that's the main character by the way, Aika's POV. If only she/he knew, Mori : this was never an act to me, Aika : that knowing he's just acting is kill me. Both : if only they knew that I'm falling even more in love with you, full stop, but it will never work, full stop, because they can't see, full stop. They can't see that I want you to be mine, full stop, and mine only. Aika : what a strange feeling, Mori : the feeling of falling in love with someone. Both : that will never love you back. Aika : but hey, full stop. Mori : I'll take what I can get. Full stop. Both : even if it's only for a little bit.
What?
Yeah. This one, do you see in the middle how they overutilize full stop?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's to be dramatic, but
Like dramatic pauses in sentences, but
Yeah.
they use fucking commas for that instead. If you're gonna use something.
yeah. Overall, I mean, I don't really recommend this fic. There are better Mori XOC fics out there. I'm not sure why it's so popular right now. It's completed, so I don't know when it was completed, but I didn't think it was worth the 66 parts that I read. I'm gonna read you one last, actually, to tell you how special the character is. They have this reminder that they do in between the sisters. It's kind of a reminder that we're a little different than everyone else. So yeah, because she's like, I've been hurt. I'm so sad, special. I can't let people in. My walls are crumbling. You know. I've talked so long for this fic.
I know.
I'm
It's
so
exhausting.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm done now. You can talk however long you want about yours.
The fic, one of the fics I've been reading is One Punch Man, My Husband, My Hero, and it's not very well written. And it's, as far as I got into it, 8 chapters out of 41 or more. I dropped it because so far it was just One Punch Man, but he has a wife.
And there was no change to like the story.
No.
Oh.
Like, it was just events in One Punch Man, but he has a wife.
Oh. Like, with those type of fics, I'm like, you can just do, like cute, like, short scenes.
Oh, yeah,
like,
this was
like,
not an OC, it was a Your Name fanfiction, which I have never read before.
Yeah, well, what'd you think about it?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want my name when it's a female protagonist.
Yeah, and most Your Names are female.
Yeah, I can't read those. I don't want to insert, so Joko kissed him, and I'm like, no, I didn't. If it's Your Name, I want agency.
Yeah.
Like, if it's Your Name, fanfiction is supposed to be me, I can't read those because that's not what I would do.
I guess if you read them, you're gonna have to just think of just a name and just make it into an OC. I mean, yeah, Your Name fics are kind of weird.
I don't like them.
I'm so used to them though, I don't mind them. But I can understand why you don't like them.
The second fic I read, or should I talk more about the first fic?
Was there anything notable about it? Like, how was the writing?
Very straightforward and not very nuanced. It was just, so they did that and they did this. I laughed, like I said this while laughing.
Oh. How was the spelling and grammar?
Not very good. I can read some excerpts. Saitama yelled out while bolting up from the futon. Then he was suddenly met with a pillow on his face as you grumbled while sitting up beside him. Sai, you're too noisy. The bald man turned to you and rubs the back of his neck. Sorry I woke you up, Your Name.
He turned and then rubs.
No, he turned.
He turned and rubs. Oh, no. What? Oh, It's like the tenses are...
Yeah.
I mean, I usually don't notice that, but I noticed it now.
Yeah. It was not very well written. So I dropped it because I didn't want to rehash of One Punch Man with a wife. Yeah,
sometimes fics are like that, and I'm like, if you want the thing that's, different to be, he has a wife, then you can just do like cute short like fluff pieces.
Yeah.
Of moments
which I think
between
they were
the
trying
characters.
to do, but it's.
But then they have to go through all the story if you know it, and there's nothing new or interesting. Yeah, I can understand why you dropped it.
Yeah, and then there was another fic, the Hunter x Hunter one. It's called The Wife. It's a Hisoka X-reader. It's written. It's not very well written either. Well, it's out of the ones I read, it's the most well written one. Like, you can look through. Like, it's not like badly written per se, but it adds up. The small mistakes add up, and it just makes it not a fun reading experience. Like, this is another Your Name fic where stuff happens that I would not do. Like, I'll just say this. The Wife is about Hisoka's wife leaving him.
What? You don't like
in the beginning.
It's not
just,
like how they met and then they.
It's a little bit about how they met. It's just flashbacks, basically. She tells a story to her kids about how.
Is it Tangled?
She tells a story to her kids about how about how Hisoka and her met, and this is while they're on the run or while they're leaving him.
Like, she took the kids and ran. She's like, I'm gonna tell you about your father that we just left.
Yes, basically. It felt very weird.
What the fuck? Yeah.
It feels very weird.
I mean, that could be interesting, I guess.
No, it's just, it was like, oh, I love my husband, but I need to leave him because he keeps leaving us.
Okay. Why does he leave them?
To go on, like, adventures and stuff.
Did she know he did stuff like that when she married him?
I don't know. I did not get very far.
I'm like, if you know what type of person he is,
I got 8 chapters in.
maybe you should like expect that, or like try like make a deal. Like, don't go on too many. Like, don't miss too many big milestones in our kid's life or something like that.
But
I
he
guess.
like just ups and leaves a lot.
Like, is it for like, oh, my friend needs help, or
No, Hisoka's like a bad guy in the Hunter x Hunter, or he's not a good guy per
I can
se.
understand. I guess, but also weird. I can understand why she left him, but I don't understand why she would be like, oh, I'm taking the kids and now I'm gonna tell them like good stories about their father. So they're like, but why are we leaving him? And she's like, oh, we gotta, but he's such a good person, you know, I love him. That's kind of
very weird.
A weird way to go about it.
It's The Wife, Hisoka X-reader by Katjaface. I dropped it. And then there is...
or do you talk about yours or do I talk about mine and then... like
you can talk about yours now if you want to.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one I read was okay, I picked this one because I was like, what the fuck is this? It's a Levi X Titan reader, and that's Attack on Titan. I don't know if you didn't know. It's just called Levi X Titan reader, and then in brackets, original. I don't know what that means. Like, because it's not original fiction, because it's fan fiction.
Yeah.
And are you saying you're the first one to do this concept? I don't know. But it's by
But it's just called Levi X Titan reader?
Yeah, I'm like not very creative. But at least I know what I'm getting myself into. It's by GentleBara. Yeah, it's 18 parts, and I'm like, I wonder how long those are. They're not very long at all. I finished this in like 20 minutes. It's not like I like scrolled once and then like the chapter was over.
Oh.
Yeah, not very long. But it's about how it's just a fucking edgy ass like a Titan is like, I'm different from the other Titans because I don't like to eat humans.
So it's basically a vegetarian or a vegan
also,
Titan.
This fic, I don't recommend you read it. It's not like, it's basically a Titan who was like, oh, I'm not like those other Titans who eats people. I don't know why, but I don't like killing or eating humans. But I would sometimes kill some other titans just if I was bored.
What?
Yeah. They're like, I don't eat or kill humans, but I kill titans if I'm bored. And I'm like, oh, why kill your own kind? I'm like, if I'm of a species, I'd be like, I'd kill the other ones because they're not like me. And then later, oh my god, let's see if I can fucking find it. Later, the character, this is it's a reader fic, but they say, you didn't want to fight them because you weren't some mindless killer. When they literally, in the first chapter, said, I don't like killing, but I kill my own kind sometimes.
That's weird.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not a mindless killer. And I'm like, you literally said you killed your own kind because you were bored. That's literally just... What?
Mindless killing.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Is it because I'm like, I mean, yeah, titans are like going around killing people, but like we kill fucking animals. Like I guess we're the next totem, like, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I just don't. They really went out of their way to be like, I'm not like other titans. I can speak, and I look, Armin. Oh, hello, and Armin is scared, but I say, this part, okay. Last one of this chapter, last line. You opened your mouth and gently said a word. Friend. And also, I didn't like the visual of you opened your mouth and said a word. I just imagined just a mouth opening and then just a word just coming out. And not like, I spoke. It's like, really didn't like that. But also, it's just, no. And then the fic is about, you know, this, not like other titans, Titan. And when the others come and find Armin, they're like, oh, we'll take the Titan with us because they're different. And then they come there, and it's all like, when it comes to like eye color, hair color, it's like, it always says in brackets, just eye color, you know, because it's your name fic.
Yeah.
You're supposed to insert. And then, you know, it's Levi X Titan, but they're not really very subtle, because when Levi meets the Titan and like interacts with them, he's like, and I looked into your name eyes, or like your eye color eyes, and I'm like, And they're like, oh, this reminds me of my childhood love. And I'm like, well, your childhood love had eye color, and this Titan has eye color, so I wonder if they are the same person, you know? How should I know? It just wasn't very good, very short, and it ended, it was like just a lot of the Titan walking around. Okay, now I'm sitting here. Oh, okay, they have to go out and do the, you know, scouting stuff because they're fucking military. And then like, oh no, I wonder if they're gonna be fine. And then they come back and she's like, oh my god, I think Levi's dead. And then she just ran into the forest and was like, I ran for an hour before I stopped, and then I was there. Oh no, Armin is probably worried because I left. And then she went back and she's like, I'm so sad. And they're like, oh no, everyone's fine. And Levi, and she's like, oh, Levi, what? And I'm like, oh, Levi's fine, okay. And then Erwin was like, I think you might be a Titan shifter. And she's like, what? And then Eren was like, we're gonna try to do the thing that Levi does when Eren is in his Titan form, you know, cut the back of the neck, so to like get him back to his human form. But because, you know, they don't know for sure if she's a Titan or a Titan shifter, so like it could kill you, but it could also turn you back to, like, you know, a person, like a human. And so she does that, and then when Levi sees her, he says, you look just like my childhood love. This was their name, your name, you know.
Wait, and they say their name was your name.
Yeah. And then he's like, I love her, and I still do. I thought she died when I was young, but I guess you're her. And I'm like, okay. And then her backstory, like, because she doesn't remember. She's a Titan, you know? She's a big dum-dum. She don't know anything. And I'm like, you never explain her backstory, like how she went from being his, like, this person, this childhood love of Levi's, died in his arms. And then now, 20 years later or whatever, they don't say, she shows up as a Titan, but there's never any like backstory given or any explanation for how she became a Titan shifter, how she ended up outside the walls.
From what I know of Attack on Titan, which is only the first season,
Same.
Levi, childhood love, he's the coldest person ever.
Yeah, but he was like, this person knew me before I was like this, before I was a criminal, you know?
Criminal?
Oh yeah, he used to be there's something called the Underground in Attack on Titan, which is basically just a whole ass criminal, like, center that's in, you know, in the, last episode of when, what's her fucking face? The Titan, female Titan, Annie? Whatever, when she's gonna go down the steps or whatever. Like, the basically, downstairs basement is the criminal center of this.
What?
Yeah. I think it's called the Underground, whatever. And he used to be there with some other people, whatever. Like, that's his backstory. He used to be, like, a criminal down there. And then he was, like, breaking the law. And then Erwin was like, yo, you got some talent with those, you know, that equipment that you've stolen from the core. And so he's like, you want to join? He's like, yeah, okay. Yeah. And then, like, his friends that he had from the criminal place died. And that's what he's called. Because they died when they went out to kill Titans.
Ooh.
But yeah, anyways, it ends with the person having turned into a human because it worked, and then it's just a time skip, like 6 months. Oh, we've been together 6 months now. I love you. And he's like, oh my god. And then it's another time skip. It's the last chapter, and he's like, I can't believe I'm getting married to Levi. Oh yeah, he proposed like a while back, and I'm like, okay. And then it ended, and I'm like, yep. It was just a lot of nothing. I don't recommend it. I could have liked it if the main character wasn't so, I'm not like other Titans, and if her backstory was explained and like given, like if it was longer and more fleshed out, I wouldn't have disliked it as much as I do. But now it was just a whole lot of nothing. Yeah, want to talk about yours?
So, the last fic I read was Sleepy, BNHA Boys X Reader, by Soft Tofu _. It's about the daughter of Aizawa having 2 quirks, which is not a thing. It's not a thing.
It's one of those.
It's not a thing in Boku no Hero to have 2 quirks. You have 1 quirk that can do multiple things, maybe. But it's not 2 quirks. It's 1 quirk. Like Shoto Todoroki. He has... or Todoroki Shoto, or what the fuck. He has a quirk that lets him control fire and ice. Or fire and cold, or what the fuck. And it's just 1 quirk.
Yeah.
So you don't have 2 quirks. Like, this is just to make the main characters special.
Yeah, I'm not like others. I have 2 quirks.
I want the main character to be special in some way, but I don't want it to be in a way that breaks the rules of the world.
It's like yeah,
bending 2 elements in.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
In Atla.
Yeah. Just to make him. Oh, yeah.
I don't like it.
I've seen 4 elements
I
too.
might continue reading this one. I might, because I just want some... If they start pairing me with Bakugo, though, I might drop it. Because I hate Bakugo. I don't get why he's a fan favorite character.
Yeah, because I think, like, I don't remember if it's all of them. It's all of them, or like all but one. When we look through the top 100 fics on Wattpad, all of the Boku no Hero ones were Bakugo pairings. Like, if there was a pairing, it was Bakugo.
Yeah.
And
I don't get it.
I've watched the first season. I don't remember much, and I like rewatched a few episodes. But so far, he doesn't seem like a good character. And you said,
or he's not a bad character per se.
He doesn't seem
but
like
he's
a good
bad person.
Yeah. You said it takes to like season.
They say that he gets better after season 3.
That's a long
or
time.
During,
I don't know.
during season 3.
I guess you can pair with him because he's supposed to be like a aloof hot boy or something, I guess.
But he's
An
so unlikable.
Yeah. First, like when I watched the first episode, in the first 15 minutes, he tells the main character that he should go kill himself, so maybe he'll be better in the next life. Who the fuck says that to a person?
I've heard, I don't get it. I do not get it.
I mean,
they in fanfiction, it's that Katjan was better before he got his quirk, but he got fucking overconfident or arrogant when he got his quirk. I don't get why Bakugo is a fan favorite character. He's so unlikable.
I guess. I don't know. He's hot.
He seems so abusive though.
Sure. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen much of his character, but
the fanfiction I like reading is Bakugo bashing mostly. When it comes to Boku no Hero, it's where Bakugo gets his comeuppance. Because it seems like he does not get one until season 3. Where he is a main side character. And the fact that he does not get better until season 3, it irks me.
Yeah. But what do you think? I can't fucking speak. About the fic you were reading.
Oh yeah.
What do you think?
Sleepy. It's interesting, but I don't like that she has 2 quirks. That's the thing that stands out to me. Why do you have to make your character so special that it breaks the rules of the world?
Yeah, especially when the rules of the world already allow you to be super special with just a single quirk.
80% of the population has quirks.
Yeah, and then if you can just have 1 quirk, but you can write, oh, she can shoot fireballs out of her ass, but she can also freeze stuff, but also she's got telepathy. You can put
that's
all that
one
shit.
Quirk.
You can put that under 1 quirk. So why would you want to split it up when you literally can? You can just be like, oh, she got super awesome. The only one who has
ones. Several quirks is One for All, who is his power is that he steals quirks. That's his quirk, that he can take others' quirks. He's the main villain of All Might, who has the power All for One. Or is it the other way around?
I don't know.
I think he's called All for One. Yeah, that makes sense. Because he takes quirks for himself, so he's All for One. Whereas the power that gets passed on is called One for All.
Yeah,
that's the way it is.
I was so confused. I was like, what's... Okay, whatever.
That's the way it is, not the other way around. Sorry. But it's not that badly written. When it comes to the quality that I've come to expect from Wattpad, it's not that badly written. You could read it, but it's a female Your Name fanfiction, where it's oh, your favorite ice cream flavor. Insert favorite ice cream flavor, stuff like that, or stuff that's inconsequential you get to add. I just added vanilla because I'm a basic bitch.
I also like vanilla.
Vanilla is my favorite flavor.
Same. Häagen-Dazs, my dude. Yeah. Sponsor us, Häagen-Dazs.
Please.
We will do it. Yes. Okay. The last fic that I read was, oh my god, I don't remember what it's called. It's called Pillow, and it's a Haikyuu fic. This one is one of those typical, the love interest of the main character is aloof, but when he's with the main character, he has a soft side, you know?
Yeah.
And it's paired with Kageyama, who's, the asshole...
King of the court.
Yeah. I was gonna say use some fucking volleyball term, but I I don't understand them. Like in the fic when they use them, I'm
He's
like,
the setter?
Yeah. He's the setter. Yeah. And honestly, I'll probably continue reading this. Yes, because I'm like, yeah, I can read this. But the main character is kind of annoying. Because the main character is like aloof. And like doesn't talk to people. And like they're like, I don't have any friends except for my brother. Like he's the only one I talk to. And I joined the volleyball club because my brother did, but, you know, I didn't do it for friends or anything, so I don't have any friends from the volleyball club. And I'm like, what? And then she starts high school at the same high school as, you know, her brother, who is Daichi, who's the captain of the volleyball team at Kuros, I don't fucking know what the school is called. So she joins because he pushed her to do it. And she's just really, like, she was talking to a new captain because she got on the team, and the captain or the main character said, oh, I'm gonna go because my brother wanted to meet me in the gym. And then the main character, or like I can't fucking speak, the captain said, oh, I was gonna take the whole team out for ice cream later. And then I'll read you, and then the main character is thinking this, she sadly doesn't know, I don't ever eat out with other people that isn't family. I'll have to pass. I grab my bag and start to leave the gym. I hear her shout a goodbye, but I put my headphones on already and block all sounds out. I just find her rude.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, I'm just gonna go for ice cream. It's like, oh, I can understand. It's like, I have like an anxiety, or like I'm not good with like new people, but they don't write her like she's like that. She just writes her as like
a rude.
Yeah. She doesn't
I'll pass.
Yeah, like, oh, goodbye. Just walks away. I'm like, what? She doesn't come off. She's not written as though she has like anxiety, or she even says, oh, I'm not shy. I'll fucking see if I have it here. But basically, she was talking to Kageyama.
She doesn't like people that's not family.
She was talking to Kageyama, and he said, no, something. She's like, I'm not shy. I just don't like to talk to people unless it's necessary. And I'm like,
she just sounds rude.
Yeah. And also, Kageyama, he was like being really nice, which is like out of character. I'm like, this doesn't seem like him. But he was being like nice to her and trying to like get to know her. He like helped her carry some things to her car and stuff. And he was trying to start a conversation, but she like gave one word answers or like ignored him. And I'm like, what? And then he was like asking questions to start a conversation. And she said, you're bad at this. He's like, what? Bad at what? And she's like, having conversation. And I'm like,
what the fuck?
I'm like, you're the one. She's like, okay, I'll talk. She had the like thought, okay, I'll answer him to help him out because he's so bad at talking to people. I'm like, what? You're the one who's being rude. You're so bad at talking. What the fuck? I just find the main character annoying, but like if I try, I am probably going to continue reading it because I still kind of like it, but I don't care for the main character. And she's also a bit of a like Mary Sue.
Is she like super good at volleyball?
Yeah.
Like she doesn't want to do it, but she's super good at it.
Yeah, because she was like, she was gonna.
Of course.
She went to the, like the first practice where it was like for new members, and she was the only one there. And then they were like, so what position do you play? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, what? And then they're all like, what? And she said, well, we didn't take it seriously in middle school. Like, we didn't even get positions and stuff. And they were like, okay. And then they're like, later when they've like, you know, tried out different stuff with her, they're like, oh, you're like super good at every single thing we tried with you, but we think you should try this. And then she was gonna like, she was done with her club activities in the volleyball club, so she went to her brother's, and they were like, oh, let's just, you know, fool around a bit. And then they were like practicing, and then she had seen when Kageyama did that first like spike, I don't know what the fuck it's called, the first thing in like when he first goes against like Hinata, and it was like Hinata was like, oh, come on, it's like, serve me one. And then he did like the really like jump up high,
the jump serve.
Yeah, he did that one. And so when she had seen that, so when they're like, oh, we'll just like, play around a bit, and she's like, I'm gonna try the one that Kageyama did. And then she just jumped up and did it. And they're like, whoa! Tanaka was like, oh my god, Daichi, your sister's so much cooler than you. And I'm like, what? And then she's just the best at volleyball. But she's like, yeah, you know, like I don't talk to my teammates and I don't really care for it.
I hate her already.
Yeah, but I can ignore it. I kind of want to continue reading. I'm not sure what it is.
Why?
I don't know.
The main character sounds insufferable.
I can suffer. I don't know. I can. It's not. I mean, I took out like the worst bits, but there's some alright bits. I guess I can ignore it basically, and I just wanna. I'll probably start reading a lot of Haikyuu fanfiction, purely for the boys. Like I'll just be like, I just want. It's gonna be like I'm going back into my like. Yeah, hot boys. I'm gonna read me, main character. Yeah, hot boy. Yeah. I'm going back into that.
I just want powerful protagonists, so I'm kind of reading that.
Yeah.
Like 2 quirks. It breaks the world, but I'll continue reading it.
Yeah. Aloof, contradictory main character, but hot boy, so you know, it'd be like that sometimes.
It do be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm usually a lot pickier with what I read.
Yeah, on Wattpad, the standard has to go down. You cannot.
Wattpad's arsenal isn't really that.
You know what it is? You have different standards for different sites.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, to conclude, anime fanfiction on Wattpad.
Not very well written.
No.
Very popular.
Yeah. Quite clearly written by people. Young people and people not that experienced with writing. And also, which I'm like, I don't know. I don't write much. But like the stuff I do, I'm like, this is alright. But I would never be like, this is good. I should publish this or something. But the like writer for, I think the Mori one, the Ouran High School Host Club one, she's like, oh shit, the timer went up, okay. But she's like, I'm publishing a book, and I'm like, what? And then I like looked at it, and I'm like, it has a whole ass cover and stuff. And she had like self-published an original book, and I'm like, what the fuck?
How do you get so confident when how do you get so confident in your writing when you're not a very good writer?
When I was like, I'm like, maybe you just like casually like lazily like write fanfiction, you just do it like you know. But then when I read the like, because you can add pictures on chapters. So like the first, you know, have you seen like there's a picture on top sometimes?
No.
But you can add a picture, and
I've
it's
seen
always
those
shown
in AO3.
On top. When you're reading, like on the beginning of the chapter, there's a picture, and
I've seen that on AO3.
That was the cover of the book. So I read the back of it, and I'm like, I thought it would be like, oh, maybe you like save the good writing for the published, but she still has the problem with doing like full stops.
What?
She still has that problem because I read the summary on the back of the cover, and she still has to stop that problem where she does full stops. It was like dragons, full stop, witches, comma. Magicians, comma, princesses, comma, princess, and that she spelled the princess like several princess and then apostrophe.
Princesses.
Yeah. I wish I had that confidence.
I don't want to put out my bad writing.
Yeah, I wish.
If I put out a published work, I want it to be as good as possible and not something that I did while I was 12.
Yeah.
I would want to train my writing if I would publish something.
You can get critique that way.
But you should get like a beta or something for that.
Yeah.
Not through your published work.
Yeah, true. I wonder how much money does that cost? Whatever.
Publishing a book?
Yeah, like self-publishing.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
Pretty penny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anime fanfiction on Wattpad, it's like doesn't really add much to the original story if it follows it, and it's mostly like so much reader and so much
Yeah, there's so much Your Name reader. I don't get it. I don't get how people can read that stuff.
I get it because I read that stuff, but
I
can understand why you don't like it.
Like, just make an OC.
Yeah.
That's a lot more interesting if you have a backstory.
Yeah. Because sometimes when I've read before, when it's like, oh yeah, I'm from Tennessee, and then it said in parentheses, but if you're not from this country, or like if you're not from this state or even this country, just ignore this and put something else or something. I'm like, what? Then make an OC. Because they like put like facts, like this is a fixed point in the character, and I'm like, but this is like something subjective, as with everything. I'm like, what? Yeah. I mean, I
prefer OCs over Your Name reader.
Yeah. I can ignore it though. I'm so used to them.
I'll try to read one of them, like Sleepy. I'll try to read that one and see what I think about it. I'll try and finish it.
I'm gonna finish the Haikyuu one. Or I'm gonna try to. I still want to read it. So, I've been Anna.
And I've been Joko.
And this is the end of this episode.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.